Got a transfer update to bring you now, and Manchester United are expected to make a formal offer to RB Leipzig for the striker Benjamin SEŠKO. United have been in talks with Leipzig over what they would be prepared to pay. As Sky Sports News reported on Saturday, Newcastle United are in ongoing talks over the structure of a deal after making an official bid worth £69.8 million. SEŠKO is open to both projects, but one source has told Sky Sports News that he is leaning towards Manchester United if they can agree a deal. United's pursuit of SEŠKO also throws into question Rasmus Højlund's future at Old Trafford, with United understood to be listening to suitable offers for the striker. So just a reminder, an update for you. Manchester United are expected to make a formal offer to RB Leipzig for the striker Benjamin SEŠKO.
Right, they're going to talk transfers now. Gary Neville mentioned earlier that Manchester United need a centre-forward. Well, our reporter James Green is here to tell us if they're going to get one. And I guess from the news you broke in the last hour, they might.
They might do. They're definitely targeting a specific player and a certain player, and we understand that player is Benjamin SEŠKO, 22-year-old at RB Leipzig. I'm sure many of our viewers have heard me and other reporters mention his name throughout this summer. He's going to be a player we're going to be talking about for some time. But Man United targeting Benjamin SEŠKO as their number 1, number 9 target. Now, Director of Recruitment Christopher Vivell actually scouted him when he was 16 years old for RB Salzburg. So that's where the link is. That's where the focus is at the moment. Now, Manchester United had held talks with Aston Villa over a deal for Ollie Watkins. That's been another player of interest. I think the difference with Watkins and SEŠKO, although SEŠKO will be perhaps more expensive as a deal, Manchester United believe they could structure the payments of this deal that favour them more than what they would have to outlay for an Ollie Watkins. So that's why Ollie Watkins' deal might be difficult.
We are going to go to the club's training ground shortly to speak to our reporter there. But first of all, with Dan and Kevin, we're going to be talking about Benjamin SEŠKO because that's who Newcastle are targeting, but so are Manchester United. Right, Kevin, the demand for SEŠKO, why is there such a demand? And remember, Arsenal have wanted him in the past as well.
Yeah, I think because he's got so much potential in terms of his physical gifts. He is unusual in the sense that he's very tall, but he has pace as well. He has an incredible ability to strike the ball. Some of the goals that he's been able to score, really quite phenomenal. He scores all types of goals. And actually in a poor Leipzig team last season, he was still able to deliver. He was still able to score goals in the Champions League, still able to score goals in the Bundesliga, and he didn't let his head drop even though heads were dropping all around him. And the season before that, he showed some promise.
But then, Kevin, I wanted to ask you how, maybe right now, as you mentioned, comparing him to Isak is very different compared to when Isak first joined from Real Sociedad. So when Isak joined Newcastle initially, he felt a little raw in terms of his finishing. So where would you compare SEŠKO's development to maybe where Isak started when he first came to Newcastle?
Yeah, I think that's fair actually, because the leap that Isak has made was not guaranteed, and there've been a lot of Premier League clubs that had looked at him and nobody pulled the trigger until Newcastle made that move. And that was always the question, could he translate what he'd done in La Liga to the Premier League? And he's been able to do that. It was interesting, there were a lot of comparisons between SEŠKO and Gyökeres with Arsenal, because Arsenal have been very interested in him for quite some time and then pivoted to Gyökeres. Gyökeres is probably a win now guy, but I think in 2-3 years' time, SEŠKO I think has that higher potential, but I think he can score goals in the short to medium term as well.
So Pete did say how a deal between Newcastle and SEŠKO might be close, and there was a big